The future family violence system. I think, to me, I hope it looks like that people are more educated around what family violence is. I think family violence is very much focused on physical and kind of sexual abuse rather than the emotional and financial and spiritual abuse. So I hope that there's an understanding of what family violence actually encompasses in the future, so all those behaviours can be addressed rather than just the physical.
I see a system that where women can freely report or disclose violence. They're not limited by anything. I see a system that is culturally responsive, and I also would like to see a society where women are no longer hurt.
A system that is easy for, users to navigate, one that is supportive for both professionals to learn and skill up in, and for families to be able to gain that support as well.
When a woman and child walk into a service, regardless of where that service is, she's going to have a streamlined response. She's going to know where she can get support, and there's going to be effective, timely, well-resourced support available to her for that entire journey, right from crisis point through to complete recovery.
It's coming back to, the women being able to enter and be able to get a service under that one banner, instead of being, sent to this service, sorry, we can't help you, you don't meet our criteria, sorry, we don't have the funding for you, you need to go to another service. That needs to stop.
I think it's not the change that I can make, it's the change that the community needs to make, because it's a generational thing. If we don't take it to the schools, if we don't take it to the school yards, and like the founder of White Ribbon said, he said, until such time as that we have the conversation in lounge rooms between children and adults about gender equality, about treating each other as an equal, then we are going to be left with that challenge forever.
It's the community being able to take ownership and drive processes and drive things that are happening that will make change. The government needs to be part of that, but the community needs to be involved, or we will never get positive outcomes.
I want to see a safe community, our community as well as the wider community. I want to make sure that the wider community embrace our cultural diversity and are respectful of Aboriginal people and our place in the community and our rightful place there, and that it is shared vision for all of us for the future, that we live in a safe, happy and healthy and diverse community.
I think the system will look like we have better gender equity. I mean, we sit in this club room right now. It's a football, netball club room, and whilst it's fantastic, it's lovely and colourful, and I barrack for the Tigers myself, it is full of men, and we don't see the netball represented here, which is a real shame. So it's little things like that that we'll see changed over time.
The biggest killer for women aged 15 to 45 is men's violence against women, which we know is related to gender stereotypes. And the biggest killer for men is suicide. And we know that a number of men feel as though they're unable to talk about their feelings and to talk about their emotions due to the pressures of what it is to be a man and around masculinity. So to me, if the biggest killers of men and women in our society are around or have links to masculinity, then that's where we need to be addressing, and that's what we need to be doing.
As a man, you sometimes might think that you're not involved in this, or that it's an issue that affects women, and it does affect women more than men in terms of being victims, but we all play a role in changing the sorts of community attitudes and championing gender equality, which will bring about an end to the sorts of abuse that women suffer on a daily basis.
Workplaces and sports clubs and schools and local governments and the arts sector and newspapers understanding what respect and equality is, what it looks like, how they can model it, and how, if they do that, they'll contribute to an end in family violence. That's what we need to do well now, and we have the opportunity to do it because everybody's kind of focused on the issue and excited about it.
I just hope that in the future that our children can see through the eyes of children, and that we all can live in this beautiful country together as human beings, because there is one race, and that is the human race. And I'm tired of the rape, the murder, racism, the bigotry, the ignorance, and I just hope that my granddaughter has a better future.
I always use the words, don't be the expert, because the victims are the experts, or the survivors, they're the ones we need to be learning from. We're not the professionals, we might be employed as such, but actually it's our victims and survivors who are the experts. So they continue to teach us.
I refuse to be known as a victim, because being a victim to me means powerlessness, and I'm not powerless. I am wanting to be powerful, and that's why I think we need to see survivors of family violence not as a victim but as survivor, and give them the power that they need.
It's not an easy task. Where do you start? It's very difficult, but if we don't start somewhere, we will get nowhere.
Authorised by the Victorian Government, 1 Treasury Place, Melbourne.